Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy James R. Davis Sr. coming to you live today about Real Crypto Talk. Today is November the 10th, 2020. Let's jump straight into the news. Market cap is currently $441 billion. Bitcoin's dominance at 64.1%. Currently, Bitcoin is down at 1.53%. Ethereum is down 1.8%. Tether is in the red. XRP is up 0.92%. Chainlink is up 0.34%. Let's look at the top gainers over the past 24 hours. Wow. Civic up 84.56%. Golem up 30%. Yearn Finance up 18%. Decentraland is up 16%. Status up 13. Switchboard up 11%. And let's see, Ocean Protocol up 10%. Aave up 10. Near up 8. Thor up 9. DX Chain up 8. Look at the biggest losers over the past 24 hours. Hedge trade. What do you know what that simply means, guys? Here's a quick tip for you guys that are trading. Buying season. It's buying day. Buying season. Just throwing it out there. That's how I look at it. I'm just saying. When I look at the losers in the past 24 hours, most times I'm going into the buying season, going straight to buy some of these coins because most likely they're gonna turn around eventually. Okay, eventually. Looking at longer time frames. All right, just depending on how you trade. But anyway. Just wanted to throw that out there. Energy Web down 5%. Bag of that. Bitcoin Cash down 5%. Hedge Trade down 13%. Crypto.com down 4%. Litecoin down 4%. Bitcoin BSV down 3%. ABBC down 3%. Digibyte down 3%. Theta down 2%. Nexo down 2%. Let's jump right into the news, folks. Got some great stuff coming up on today. Huge news on today. Blockchain grain trading platform sees commercial launch to tap Russia market. Bayern Munich taps the trend for blockchain-based fantasy soccer. Virtual reality is going to be something huge, guys. Why billionaires are suddenly accumulating Bitcoin after a 113% year-to-date gain. Former NFL players' lawyers seek to withdraw from crypto shadow banking case. Blockchain-based agri-commodity trading to tap world's largest wheat market. I told you guys, man, 3 years ago when I discovered what blockchain was doing, I knew it was going to disrupt every industry on the planet. And I tell you, it is literally. Microsoft dev gets 9 years in prison over 10 million theft involving Bitcoin mixing. Bitcoin Cash hits record lows versus Bitcoin days before hard fork. Celsius reports it's doubled its crypto holdings to 2.2 billion in 6 months. I definitely have a bag of Celsius and I use their wallet. Let's jump. Hold on. One more. UK drafting stablecoin regulations and researching a CBC. Hey, that Celsius link will be below, by the way, for those of you that want to check out their wallet. Huge, nice wallet. I like it. Love it, actually, because it pays a lot of great interest on my crypto. So let's go to the bad news first. Microsoft employees sentenced to 9 years in first U.S. Bitcoin case involving tax fraud. Guys, please, 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 please pay your taxes, okay? Pay your taxes. It's not worth going to prison for, all right? A Ukrainian national has been sentenced to 9 years in prison in what the IRS is describing as the United States' first Bitcoin case with a tax component. A former Microsoft engineer has been sentenced to 9 years for stealing more than 10 million in digital value from his past employer in the form of currency stored value CSV, including gift cards. VK, a 26-year-old Ukraine citizen residing in Washington, used the accounts and identities of his fellow employees to steal and then sell the SV, making it appear as though his co-workers were responsible for the fraud. Mm, bad, 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 bad. VK also used a Bitcoin mixing service to further obfuscate. Let me look at this word real quick. I gotta do this because I hate to be ignorant, folks. I'm just saying. Obfuscate, render obscure. Okay, that's that. Obfuscate. Okay. Anyway, let's go back. Obfuscate the paper trail, telling the IRS Revenue Service, the Internal Revenue Service, that the $2.8 million passed through his accounts gifts have been sent from a relative. Hmm. According to the United States Department of Justice, over the 7 months, OKVK, OVK illegals activity, approximately 2.8 million in Bitcoin were transferred to his bank account and investment accounts. OVK then filed fake tax returns forms claiming the Bitcoin had been a gift from a relative. Simply put, today's sentencing proves you cannot steal money via the internet and think Bitcoin is going to hide your criminal behaviors. Why? Because, folks, listen, it's on the public blockchain. It's public. All right, let's read this one. Stealing from your employer is bad enough, but stealing and making it appear that your colleagues are to blame widens the damage beyond dollars and cents. He's been found guilty of 18 federal felonies, including 6 counts of money laundering and 2 counts of filing false tax returns. Ukraine used the stolen funds to purchase a $1 million lakefront home and a $160,000 Tesla vehicle. Tax evasion charges have been leveled at numerous criminal schemes throughout U.S. history. Prohibition era gangster boss Al Capone famously spent 7 years in federal prison from 1931 after being found guilty of evading taxes. Ah, folks, don't steal and pay your taxes. Why billionaires are suddenly accumulating Bitcoin after a 113% year to date gain. Billionaires have been increasingly accumulating Bitcoin in recent months as four main factors are making BTC increasingly attractive to money managers. So I'm going to run through this quickly, okay? Pay attention, folks. Billionaires have been increasingly accumulating Bitcoin in recent months following Paul Tudor Jones's lead. Hedge fund manager Stanley Druckenmiller became the latest billionaire to publicly disclose his Bitcoin investment. There are four main reasons Bitcoin is becoming more compelling to high net worth investors. Guys, if it's compelling to high net worth investors, you consider yourself blessed. If you're watching this channel and you're not a billionaire, consider yourself blessed to be able to stumble across this information, because I tell you, let me continue reading. The reason the Bitcoin effective is portfolio managed versus rate inflation. Let me read this again. There are four main reasons Bitcoin is becoming more compelling to high net worth investors. The reasons are Bitcoin's effectiveness as a portfolio diversifier, inflation hedge, gold alternative, and large risk reward potential. Investors increasingly viewing Bitcoin as gold 2.0. Gold is an important store of value and a safe haven asset for institutional investors. It serves as a hedge against inflation and as a hedge against a potential market downside. Investors consider gold as more of a method of insurance to protect a portfolio from market corrections and macro uncertainty. As such, safe haven assets typically do not return large gains in the short to medium term. Bitcoin has the potential to achieve both, as it is evolving into a safe haven asset with massive growth potential. Gold's market capitalization is estimated to be around 9 trillion. In contrast, Bitcoin is valued at 285 billion, leaving a large gap between the two total assets valuations. In an interview with CNBC on November 9th, Drunken Miller emphasized that the brand of Bitcoin as a store of value only improves as time passes, he says. Bitcoin could be an asset class that has a lot of attraction as store of value wealth, a store of value to both millennials and the new West Coast money. And as you know, they got a lot of it. It's been around for 13 years, and with each passing day, it picks up more of its stabilization as a brand. Large risk to reward potential. During his interview, Druckenmiller noted that he owns many more times gold than Bitcoin, but the billionaire investor emphasizes that if gold rises, Bitcoin would also see massive gains and probably work better. Compared to gold, the dominant cryptocurrency is thinner and more illiquid, the investor said. Hence, there's a larger upside potential, even if Bitcoin composes a smaller percentage of a portfolio than gold. Bitcoin also goes through block reward halving every 4 years. This is important, guys. Since the cryptocurrency has a fixed supply of 21 million, the rate at which Bitcoin is mined daily reduces by 50% after each halving. If the supply of Bitcoin declines, but the demand for it increases, it could cause a supply squeeze in the long term, resulting in higher prices. Inflation play. The price of Bitcoin is often inversely correlated with the US dollar index, like gold. When the dollar drops, Bitcoin tends to increase. Okay. Over the long term, investors, including Tudor Jones, consider Bitcoin as an ideal inflation play, particularly after the Federal Reserve introduced the average 2.2% inflation target strategy. Bitcoin has become more attractive to institutions hedging against inflation. Portfolio diversification. Bitcoin does not have to be a singled out investment. It has historically performed well as a portfolio asset, returning decent gains to a balanced stock based portfolio. Last month, Dan Taperio, the co-founder of 10T Holdings, wrote only 3% Bitcoin positions in the past 5 years would have increased performance of a 60-40 portfolio from 6.8% to 10.2%. The combination of the aforementioned four factors are making Bitcoin an increasingly attractive portfolio asset for money managers. Raul Paul, the CEO of Real Vision Group, further noted that the investors like Druckenmiller longing Bitcoin should not be understated in what may be a watershed moment. The significance of the world's greatest and most respected money manager, Stan Druckenmiller, saying just now that he is long Bitcoin cannot be overstated. That has removed every obstacle for any hedge fund or endowment to invest. Let me break it down for you in layman's terms, folks. Billionaires have billionaire friends. They have a network. Okay. In other words, they're saying that the floodgates have officially been opened to billionaire investors. When they say institutional investors and retail investors, institutional means wealthy people. Retail means broke people or regular folk, average folk, whatever, right? Folks, I tell you, what a 3 years this has been watching all of this stuff unfold. Because some of these guys have said negative things about Bitcoin 3 years ago, now they're all in, even though they were accumulating back then when they were saying things negative publicly. It's pretty interesting to see them play that game with you guys in the markets. But very interesting, folks. Hey, get you some, start stacking your Satoshis, folks. I'm not giving you financial advice. Like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, folks. It's about to get interesting. It's your boy James R. Davis signing out.